James Brown in New York with the NFL today. Those of you tuning in for the late game, we're going to get you to bonus coverage. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Bengals up by 1. 35 seconds and counting left in regulation, trying to snap a 6-game losing streak to the Steelers. Let's join the announcers, Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, and Evan Washburn.
Poor mechanics that
improves to 3-2-1. And Mike Tomlin is now 19-5 head-to-head against Marvin Lewis. And there's some pushing and shoving here with the Steelers and Bengals getting into it along the sideline. For Dan Fouts, Evan Washburn, Ian Eagle saying so long from Cincinnati. Time to go to the NFL Today update delivered by Pizza Hut.
Now I'm going to take you to a contest between the Colts and the Jets. Jets lead at 42-34 over Indy. 1:51 left in regulation. Let's join the announcers, Greg Gumbel, Trent Green, Bruce Arians, and Melanie Collins. And welcome back to our New York studio and the NFL Today update delivered by Pizza Hut. Full house here in the studio. JB along with Phil, Coach Nate, and Boomer. And the second half of our doubleheader. Coming up, folks, it'll be the Jaguars taking on the Cowboys. That in our featured matchup. Or it'll be the Ravens battling the Titans. Coming up next right here on CBS. And Bill, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati.
Yeah, how about this? Andy Dalton's going to take this late drive, and you're going to hand it to Joe Mixon, who's going to score right here with 1:20 to go. You wonder if it was too much time? Yes, it was. An all-out blitz by the Cincinnati Bengals leads to this quick throw to Antonio Brown. He'll go 31 yards, and the Pittsburgh Steelers once again find a way to beat the Cincinnati Bengals 28-21.
As we take a look at our guy, Boomer Esiason, who took a punch to the gut because it looked like your team, the Bengals, could get it done, Boomer. Yeah, and there is Boomer. Look at that. Phil, your guy. Go ahead. What are you saying?
Well, what am I going to say about
frustrated.
Boomer was so upset.
Oh, look at Phil laughing.
Was I laughing?
What kind of friend are you?
Man, they shouldn't be taping us when we're off camera.
That's unbelievable.
You know, a lot of things that we don't want people to see.
So people at home don't realize there's a lot of emotion that goes into these games, not only by the players, but by us idiot analysts out here. But I have to tell you, it's a great win for Pittsburgh. I was just thinking, when Joe Mixon took that ball, I was so happy for Andy Dalton to finally do it. And I'm saying, wait, with timeout. There's too much time. They have 3 timeouts.
You were yelling that in the studio.
I was yelling that.
Too much time left.
But I also know that the guys that play defense, they get paid to play defense. They have to stop. And I think Ben did a post-game interview on the field, and I was listening to it. And he said, when I saw Cincinnati all up at the line of scrimmage, I knew that AB was going to score as soon as I threw it to him. So, that's... Pittsburgh is to the Bengals what the Patriots are to the Steelers.
Right.
Like, they just can't get over the hump. And it's amazing how they put so much effort into it. I feel bad for Marvin and the guys, but hey, the game was right there for you to win.
And I'll just say Andy Dalton, I mean, I tell you, I give him a lot of credit because, he brought them back down after they went down 20-14, got the ball back with a chance. This was it. I mean, he has to score a touchdown. It wasn't about field goals. And yet he proceeded to go right down the field. And like you said, he did what he had to do when he gave them the lead. And again, it's, the one thing I'll say, Juju Smith-Schuster has evolved into, I'm not so sure, he's not the main guy, but he's close to it.
Well, Coach,
he really is.
He's their leading receiver, but getting back to that final drive, when you're sitting there yelling, there's too much time. It's one thing to give Juju that catch on the sideline where he goes up and he makes a beautiful catch. But then the one down the middle, he's wide open. AB, he goes in motion, which I think for a defense, you all yell, watch 84, watch 84, and he runs a quick slant on a pick route and scores. Unbelievable collapse by the defense.
Yes, down the stretch, Juju Smith-Schuster, Antonio Brown, not much in the first half, really great second halves. But what's a quarterback's best friend? What is it? It's the offensive line. Ben Roethlisberger, 46 throws, not sacked once.
Wow.
7 plays, 77 yards. They did that in 1:08. Hey, we've got late games coming up. The featured matchup, Jacksonville at Dallas.
That phantom penalty flag at the end of the game doesn't hurt those quarterbacks either. But how about Jason Garrett? He's the guy that's under the gun. Let's face it, guys. His decision-making last week was straight down the line. And I'll tell you what, it's a huge mistake.
And here is Dak Prescott right here, looking to kind of correct this offense. I'm looking for more creativity from Scott Linehan and Garrett. Let's see if they can put him in a better position to make some plays.
And there's a guy Dallas leading the league in rushing right there. They're going to lean on him again today because that's the one element they have. That's a running game behind a pretty good offensive line.
Well, you know, if you're Blake Bortles, just be careful with the football because knowing you got one of the best defenses in the NFL on your side, and Dallas's passing offense, 30th ranked going against Jacksonville. What do you think they're ranked? #1 against the pass in the NFL.
All right, no Leonard Fournette for Jacksonville is TJ Yeldon, a multidimensional back. Interestingly enough, Jalen Ramsey last week said it was like playing a track meet against Tyreek Hill and the Kansas City Chiefs. Today against the Cowboys, be a little bit slower, I think.
So that's just it. If you're this offense for Dallas, you're going to have to punch this defense in the mouth right out the gate.
Speaking of
punching, my man Conor McGregor is in the house. How about getting a picture with Jerry? Come on. Come on. He's just there.
All right,
Who's going to knock who out tonight?
Be careful, Dallas. Don't get choked out like McGregor.
Baby. We said it's going to be a fight. It's awful.
CBS Sports presents the Geico Play of the Day.
Across the pond in London, blimey, take a look at this. Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson fumbles, recovers, yet still finds yards past Darryl Worley and open David Moore. Hey, move that fence back. He did find that cold British floor. Despite the bobble, it's a touchdown for the Seahawks. Brilliant.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes coming your way at 7:30 p.m. Eastern with a wide-ranging interview with President Donald Trump. That'll be followed by all new episodes of God Friended Me, NCIS Los Angeles, and Madam Secretary. That's tonight only on CBS as we welcome you back inside of our New York studio, that is, and the NFL Today full house, of course, with Phil, Coach, Boomer, Nate, and yours truly, JB. Let's talk a little bit about what took place in that Jacksonville-Dallas game.
I'll tell you what I saw, guys, was a renewed spirit on offense from the Dallas Cowboys, especially from Dak Prescott. You know, he was running all over the place in the first half. He was throwing the ball down the field looking real good, and 100 yards by Ezekiel Elliott.
And we'd like to welcome those of you who are watching the Baltimore at Tennessee contest. Baltimore blanked the Titans. 21-0 is the final in that one there. And Baltimore looked awfully impressive indeed. Again, with the full house here, Baltimore, Tennessee.
Yeah, Baltimore, Tennessee. The Baltimore Ravens offensively, they mix and match their wide receivers catching the ball. Of course, Collins looked great on the ground, but it was that defense that got after Mariota. I mean, I believe it was 10 completions and 11 sacks. I mean, that's completely upside down. But they had a game plan. They know Mariota's struggling to throw the ball. Let's keep him in the pocket and make sure we stuff that run.
And for the Dallas Cowboys, all the talk was about this offense, no creativity, no playmakers. Well, they showed us all wrong today. They were impressive down there offensively and defensively as they shut down Jacksonville.
Yeah, you know, you talk about that offense, the creativity, and I thought the energy, the offensive line just wore out Jacksonville's front. Dak Prescott, man, you can run this guy a lot because look how big and strong he is. But the #1 weapon was Cole Beasley with 9 catches a day for over 100 yards. A 2-man rush that allows Cole Beasley to get wide open. And look at Dak Prescott's number. That he had some yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. What a day.
And I'll tell you what, next week on our air, we have the Dallas Cowboys at the Redskins on CBS.
And it ought to be a pumped-up Dak Prescott because he played much more impressively today. And after the game, it was Tracy Wilson talking with Dak Prescott.
Dak, congratulations. A lot of criticism coming into this game, but you, this team, this offense certainly answered. What was the biggest difference today?
No, we just came out and executed. We do a great job of not listening to the criticism and believing in ourselves, believing in one another. We did a great job of coming out tonight playing complimentary football. That's the way we need to play.
One of those guys who stepped up for you, Cole Beasley, 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. What did you see from this defense that he was able to have such success?
Yeah, we knew they were going to give us an opportunity for Beasley to have a big game, and we did a great job game planning all week long, and he was ready to go. He was prepared, came out here, and it feels great when everything executes the way you planned.
You certainly took advantage. Now you go on the road to Washington. How important was this win to just gear up your psyche going into that NFC East battle?
Yeah, this win was huge. To get our record back even, as you said, going on the road to an in-division opponent, it's huge. To get that momentum, get going, we got to take it one game at a time. We're doing it. We got to get a run going.
We'll see you next week. Thanks a lot.
You know, the Redskins and Cowboys Cowboys matchup. Hasn't been on CBS since, I think, December 26, 1993. So we're going to get them here next week. You know, more importantly, I think, was Dak Prescott, like I said. You know, he opened up his game today. He ran all over the place, which was great, you know, because that's part of his game, and that should be part of his game. I can't wait to hear what the Jacksonville Jaguars have to say, because this is 2 weeks in a row that this defense has gotten destroyed by the opposing team's offense, and largely doing because they don't get any help from their offense themselves.
And when you think about the Washington Redskins, who we're going to see next week, going against the Dallas Cowboys, an impressive win today at home against the Carolina Panthers. A depleted squad, a lot of injuries on that side. But you know what? They always find a way at home to play very well. Alex Smith is having another stellar year.
Yeah, you know, the thing about the Washington Redskins I like, their defensive coordinator, Greg Manusky, a lot of energy, toughness, and you see it when you watch them play. Their defensive front, their offensive line, both really solid. It's going to be tough for Dallas next week up there.
Boomer was trying to be the objective broadcaster, but he had his spirits high in that Pittsburgh-Cincinnati matchup today. Coach, take him through.
And they were really high right here, because in the end of the fourth quarter, you're going to see right here, Andy Dalton takes his drive to Joe Mixon. They score to take the lead, 21-20, but then all of a sudden, here you go. There's Antonio Brown, a pass from Ben Roethlisberger, and once again, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they win 28-21. And in Baltimore Ravens, we talked about your game. You saw 11 sacks, 3 by Zadarius Smith. You're going to see right here. I mean, Mariota only had 10 completions as they got shut out 21.
11 sacks?
11, boom.
All right, let's go Chargers and the Browns. Melvin Gordon had himself a day. He takes the toss left up the sideline. He gets an end zone on 132 yards in the hat trick, 3 TDs. The Chargers roll over the Browns, and we got the game over across the pond, Seattle and Oakland. I don't know what is going on with the Oakland Raiders, but I know what's going on with my man Russell Wilson hitting Tyler, the Creator. Lock it up, TDs, he's getting in there. They roll all over the Raiders in London. Here we go, the Vikings trying to get something right. Now listen, Kirk Cousins wasn't perfect, but he is perfect on this one. Adam Thielen gets in the end zone, 13-yard TD. That is 6 straight games with 100-plus yards for Adam Thielen. They went 27-17.
And Kenyon Drake in overtime getting ready to score the winning touchdown to take it over, but no! He fumbles before it goes in. It's recovers to touchback. Kenyon Drake can't believe it, but he gets a reprieve, because right here, Jason Sanders from 47 yards out gets a game winner in overtime. And Kenyon Drake says, thank you, thank you, thank you, Jason Sanders.
You know, last week, 4 rookie quarterbacks won. There's Joe Namath, of course, and all those guys from Super Bowl III being honored. Only 1 rookie quarterback won today, and that was Sam Darnold, and he was flat out perfect. 24-30, 280 yards, 2 TDs. They roll 7 for 7 field goals. Jason Myers, they beat the Colts.
Well, here we go. Buffalo and Houston. Bills backup quarterback Nathan Peterman gets picked off by Jonathan Joseph and returns it 28 yards for a touchdown. And Houston survives the Buffalo defense to win 20-13.
All right, the aforementioned Washington Redskins at home against the Carolina Panthers. Here's Paul Richardson from Alex Smith. The Redskins now get to 3-2. Carolina is 3-2, and next week a big showdown with the Cowboys in D.C.
Well, down in Atlanta, Tampa Bay Falcons, Matt Ryan, he rolls right and throws a floater to Tevin Coleman for 6 yards and a touchdown. And on the last play of the game, Jameis Winston scrambling. Battles to Adam Humphries, who then fumbles the ball. And Mike Evans tries to get the ball, and Deshaun Jackson, all that bad hop goes out of bounds. Deshaun Jackson upset because he thought he had a chance to maybe make a play.
He threw what, Boomer? Floater.
Here we go. Rams running back Todd Gurley runs 1 yard for his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Los Angeles Rams hang on to win 23-20.
I got to tell you, what a disappointing day for the Cincinnati Bengals. You know, you talk about trying to get over the hump and you try to beat that one team that has really been, like, you know, stuck in your side. And that has exactly been the Pittsburgh Steelers to them, and just an unfortunate loss for them. But they still are in first place. But how about that Baltimore defense, guys? Yet again, another second half without a touchdown given up.
Yeah, speaking of disappointment, how about the Oakland Raiders? What's going on? I mean, it seems like right in the thick of things where teams are starting to self-correct, these guys are self-destructing.
Well, I'm just going to talk about protection. Ben Roethlisberger, 46 throws, no sacks. That tells you everything about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right. Hey, Phil and guys, a reminder that tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes and a wide-ranging interview with President Donald Trump. That'll be followed by all new episodes of God Friended Me, NCIS Los Angeles, and Madam Secretary. That's coming your way tonight only on CBS. Nate is getting ready to head across the pond to where?
I'm going to be in London.
And you'll be there how long?
I'll be there for 9 days.
Bring back gifts. All right. For Boomer, Coach, Phil, and Nate, I'm James Brown. We'll see you next week right here on
CBS.